After the Bohr quantization rule, we have calculation of energy for hydrogen-like atom. Hydrogen-like atom are those atoms which have a single electron. If we have helium plus, that is singly ionized, it means if we ionize this helium atom, it will give out its one electron out of two electron, and this is the proton number, or we can say these are the electron number. If this helium atom is singly ionized, that it will give out its one electron out of two, and it will be left with one electron. This type of atoms are called single electron system. Now for the calculation of energy level, we will first clear about this orbit. As we have discussed about the last topic, quantization rule, every orbit around this nucleus are quantized, or we can say every orbit or shell has their fixed amount of energy in their energy level. Now we will calculate the amount of energy of each energy level. For this we have an atom which is neutral. Inside this atom we have nucleus which is positively charged, and around this nucleus electrons are revolving around this nucleus in their orbit. Now we know there is some force which provide this circular path to the electron. This force is a centripetal force. This force is Coulombic attractive force. The nucleus is positively charged because inside the nucleus there are proton and neutron. And neutron are uncharged particle, whereas proton are positively charged. It means overall charge on this nucleus is positive, and electron are revolving around this nucleus. So there is a Coulombic attractive force between the nucleus and the revolving electrons, that is equal to F is equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. If we consider only magnitude, or we can say if we neglect this negative, this is the ZE, that is the amount of charge on the nucleus, is the charge on the electron. 4 pi epsilon naught is the constant quantity, R is the distance between these two charged quantity. Then this force is equal to mv square divided by r, that is the centripetal force. Centripetal force act toward the center, which make the path of the electron, a circular path of the electron around this nucleus. When we solve this equation, we will be up to this mv square divided mv square r is equal to minus z square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. And we know according to Bohr postulate जो angular momentum is also quantized, or we can say angular momentum is the integral multiple of h cut, and h cut is equal to h divided by 2 pi. H is the Planck constant. Then L is equal to mv square, r is equal to nh divided by 2 pi. On squaring this equation, we will get mv square, m square, v square, r square is equal to n square h square divided by 4 pi square. On dividing these two equations, we will get the value of we are doing all this just because for the calculation of Bohr radius. So we will seek out the Rn, value of Rn. Rn is equal to, when we will solve this further, Rn will become equal to n square h square e square, epsilon square m pi square z e square. All the remaining quantity except this n square are constant. So Rn will be directly proportional to n square. For the calculation of Bohr first radius for the hydrogen like atom, for which z will become equal to 1, and on putting these equations, on putting these values, where n is equal to 1 for the first Bohr radius, n is equal to 1, and the remaining constant quantity, we will get R1 is equal to 0.53 angstrom. That is the Bohr radius, or we can say the value of first Bohr radius orbit. Now we will solve for the velocity of the electron. For this, we will simply divide equation number 1 and equation number 2 without squaring this equation number 2. mv square mvr is equal to nh divided by 2 pi, and mv equation number first one, mv square r is equal to z is square 4 pi epsilon naught r square. On dividing this equation, m will be cancelled here, we will first solve it. R get cancelled here, mv r divided by mv square is equal to nh divided by 2 pi z is square 4 pi epsilon naught r. M will be cancelled here, and here we will cancel r from here, and 2 to the 4 pi, then 1 by v is equal to 1 by z e square, and 2 to the 4 twice n h epsilon naught, or v is equal to z is square to nh epsilon naught. So from here we will see v is inversely proportional to 1 by n, or v is proportional to z by n.